warmed up. And I'm just letting it prime now. Takes a minute or two. And always works. Never had an issue with this one. So one of the things I really like about the MSR Dragonfly is that I can use petrol in it. That's kind of like one of the main reasons why I keep going back to it as one of my main kitchens. Other than the fact that it just always works. I've never had any problem with it at all. Doesn't matter how cold it is, it just always works. But anyway, about the petrol again. These gas containers, when I go on my motorcycle trips, whether it's throughout Europe or even if it's in Africa, wherever I am at, sorry, the cold is like making my vowels in my mouth kind of freeze. So my language is a bit slanted at the moment, I guess. Anyway, wherever I'm at, I usually have several of those, and it's really good on a motorcycle because I can have several of those gas canisters filled with just petrol. So if my motorcycle runs out of gas, I need extra gas, I got the petrol in there. And when I need to make food, I've still got the petrol that I can pump and use in my Dragonfly. And that's a huge, huge bonus when you're on your motorcycle and you're out in the middle of nowhere. And it just gives that dual purpose, knowing that and on top of the dual purpose, it's also got, you know, it's always going to work. I think I've used this one about, I don't know, a couple of years now. I've never had it clogged on me. I've never had to clean it yet. If I compare that to pretty much anything else I've used, I always have to clean them. I have to always maintain them. But I haven't had that issue with the Dragonfly yet. I'm just lazy. I should take care of it more, but I don't. And it's still a comfort to know it's going to work. Yeah, it's a little heavier, so I don't normally use it like on my regular summer hikes and so on. Then I just go to Windmaster, as probably many of you know. But for everything else, in my experience, I just want a stove that's always going to work and I can always find fuel for. I mean, there are some countries where you're not going to find the white gas. There's going to be some countries that you can't find the butane canisters, the gas canisters. But there's no country, to my knowledge, that you're not going to find petrol, regular or 95 gas like you get here in Sweden, get regular gasoline. I don't know of any country where you can't buy that. And so that just makes it like a really big comfort when you're traveling somewhere you're not really sure. You don't want to spend all your time looking for somewhere to buy a gas canister or to buy white gas. I mean, there's a lot of kitchens that do have, that take petrol. You have the Soto, I think the Stormbreaker, the Soto Muka stove that I used for a while, but I always had problems with it clogging up. That's lighter. But just as far as pure efficiency and just like reliability, I haven't found anything that really compares to the Dragonfly yet. I know the Wind Pro gets a lot of bonus, and I do like the Wind Pro, but since it doesn't use petrol, it kind of limits it in my use. As I'm both an avid hiker and motorcyclist, I like to be out camping in my motorcycle as well. And then that way I just find the petrol to be an essential part of it. If you're looking for that one stove that you can just have for everything, your winter hikes, your 3-season hikes, your motorcycle camping, your travels around the world, you really can't go wrong with the MSR Dragonfly if you're okay with using petrol. If not, get a WinPro, then you can use a gas canister, or the Stormbreaker, you can use a gas canister on it as well. Yeah, so that's just a quick rundown of the MSR Dragonfly and why I use it. And now I'm going to finish up my Gramyak coffee from Bud Bean here in Umeå. It's an Umeå Roastery. Makes really good coffee. This is a blend of Ethiopian and Colombian beans. So, cheers. Something I really like about the MSR Dragonfly compared to a lot of other comparable stoves, it's not something I think is really talked about a lot, is that it has really great simmering. You can actually cook some proper meals on it. And you know, you don't get that in a lot of stoves. Either it's really hot or it's nothing. Maybe a little in between. Like the WinPro, you can't really compare in that sense. But this one has actually a great functionality on that, the simmering function. So I've been able to cook some proper meals on this one. Oh, now my coffee's cooking. Turn that off. There we go. Now, I didn't have to pump it anymore after that first time there, which is quite lovely. Cheers.